fisting night, and we want you to join us for the next one. The next fisting night is on Friday, February 2nd.
Never take advice from someone who is not in the position you want to be in. A lot of people are talking, a lot of people are speaking, but they don't listen to themselves. They don't take their own advice. When it's time to follow through, when it's time to get into action, it's just a bunch of hot air. I'm not fooled by linguistics. I'm not fooled by your title. I don't care about your money if you don't follow through. Hard work beats talent every day of the week. And leaders do more. I always did more. Whether I was at the top or whether I was at the bottom. More shows you care. You're not just dictating, you're inspiring. There are two ways to lead. There is inspiration and there is manipulation. If a person doesn't inspire you to do better by their exact results, by their exact process they're sharing, then they're just manipulating. You should elevate because you're inspired. I ran a tight ship. I would never tell someone to do something I wouldn't do in a second because leaders do more. If it was mandatory, you bet your ass I'm doing it to a T. I'm going way above and beyond because leaders do more. I keep saying that because people are not noticing this issue. They're believing in some colorful words and not being able to see right through the person and understand there is no follow through. Get in control before you speak on anything. If you can't control your life, how are you going to control any situation in mind? This goes across the board. Just because you sit or stand on a pedestal you call your strength in one area doesn't mean you're able to talk with conviction about this wisdom that's applicable across the board to all human beings. You can't guide someone unless you guide yourself correctly. You can't heal someone unless you can heal yourself. The second fisting group did exactly what they said they were going to do. They took their own advice and they listened to themselves and they followed through. To this day, they are growing and prospering. The first fisting group, they fizzled out. I never heard from them again. They didn't listen to themselves. They didn't take their own advice and they had no follow through. The second fisting group was hired for attitude, trained for skill. It's okay to ask for help. We all need help. But we need to be able to see through the bullshit. Know that if that person doesn't process the traits, have the results, tell his ass to get back to work. Don't listen. If you placate to an individual, lie to them, you lessen yourself as an individual. You lessen your word. I can never lie to anyone. I will always tell you where you are failing, and I will always tell them where I'm failing. If you are too big to show your vulnerabilities and admit to being accountable to your weaknesses, you'll never elevate. Strong people always magnify their weaknesses. They know if they are the smartest in the room, the strongest in the room, they're in the wrong room. You have to work to create that vision of self. This can't be done through books, can't be done through study, can only be done through life. You gain discipline by living it. There's no hack. You have to wake up each day and earn that discipline. Vision so strong. All the work you see, all the sacrifice you see is irrelevant because we know where it leads. It leads to our greatest asset internally, to the fact that if we lost everything today, we'd get it right back tenfold because of our greatest asset, our form of validation, our character, our conduct. If you're validating yourself externally just to boost your ego, to prove to someone else that you're something that you're not internally, can't do it, wrong. You can find pleasure, you can have pleasure, but you need to have pleasure in the ability to forego instant gratification to make your dreams come true. Never take advice from someone whose position you don't want to be in because leaders do more. I always do more and I create leaders. That's what I want. I want you to be able to take your family, take your people, and be set for life off the assets you acquired. You acquired because you were in the right circle. You are like the people you hang around with. Make sure you're continuing to grow with Gaggle Growth. You know, I know, let's